Well, that's a strange looking worm, I guess. So the game, it has some intense music, I must say. Has Sobrevivido made by Lin Gorgon, Wyrm. So let's just go, shall we? The mine that the Apaches call the Cave of the Worm is hidden between the Gorge of the Dragoon Mountains in Arizona. Okay, according to legend, it was discovered by an old Spanish religious order, its name unknown, that never got to exploit it since it was expelled from the church and lost its resources. Until recently, no one knew the entrance location, but it was told that it contained an infinity of natural tunnels rich in ore. This is bad news, actually. Infinity tunnels, you sure you want to enter something like that? Cochise's rebel positioned in the mountains know it well, but it is said that they didn't get too close because of some old belief or superstition. Are you sure about that? After the recent defeat, some old belief or superstition, it doesn't matter if it's an old belief or a superstition or a fact. What matters is it is dangerous to get close to those kind of cave, infinite cave. After the recent defeat of the Apache leader, one of his fighters, half Mexican, sold the entrance location to Herschel Mining Corporation in Tombstone so he could leave to Sonora with the money. The company claimed the land and sent workers to extract the abundant of copper and silver that was detected in a first inspection. The operation was established and everything worked as expected at first, but after barely a couple of months, the ore stopped arriving to Tombstone. What happens in the mine? The following visit and inspection revealed that the miners had disappeared. They couldn't even find the foreman. A man was discovered in the most external tunnels. He attacked the explorers with his pickaxe without saying a word, and they shot him down. But they weren't professional gunmen, and they preferred not to go further inside and to leave as soon as possible. Good choice. Herschel Mining Corporation suspects that some bands of outlaws has taken hold of the mine and is sheltered in the deepest end, hiding and hoarding silver or gold, forcing the miners to work for them. Are you sure that's how it goes? Wanted outlaws or not, the company has decided to pay for the clarification of what occurred and the recovery of the mine. Sands. And that's why you are here, Mr. O'Brien. We have opted to hire our bounty hunter directly. We are a bounty hunter, aren't we? Instead of announcing the payment to avoid attracting gold prospector. Good idea. You are Howard O'Brien, bounty killer by trade. You are in Herschel building in Tombstone and the office of its lawyer, Henry Sands. O'Brien, our bounty hunters, you said. When Sands noticed you're about to put a tablet of chewing tobacco in your mouth, he shakes his head, discreetly but with forcefulness, and goes on. That is right. We have sent after another person of whom we have good reference to. I understand it is common practice for people in your trade to work together sometimes, right? That way it will be easier for you. That is right, we have sent after another person of whom we have good reference to. I understand it is common practice for people in your trade to work together sometimes, right? That way it will be easier for you. but the money will be split. When several people go after the same bounty, it is better to cooperate than to shoot each other dead. Logical. When since they have caught you privately, you have preferred to get all the money for yourself. It seems like San deduced what you are thinking from your facial expression. Don't worry, the payment is more than enough for... I think your partner has already arrived. Who it is? You turn and notice a shape behind the door, translucent glass. When it opens, you are surprised to see a known face, which stands out for having a scarred hole instead of the right eye. Ah, Falkson seems even more surprised than you. Hi, One Eye? You say it as a test. His expression immediately turns into one of deep anger, and with that you confirm what you imagine. So, you invite two bounty hunters that I think almost murder each other, and you think it's a good idea for them to work, for both of them to work with each other. See? He still hates your guts, and if looks could kill, they already would be taking your measurement for the coffin. Even if Rick Falson sees you with one eye only. The other one blew out during the Civil War, or better said, you blew it out. See, I told you. With a hit from your rival butt when he was about to rape a girl in a family house you had taken as a shelter. They discharged you from the army after that event. Oh, but you do good stuff. Why? But you hated being in the military anyway. The bounty hunter job is much more to your liking, with a better pay and more freedom. It seems Foxon ended up the same. It didn't surprise you. He always caused trouble and didn't have an inch of the notion of duty and camaraderie that are typical in soldier. Well, you didn't either. Huh. Foxon's arranged gesture gets diluted into a restrained mask. Oh, Brian. It tips his hat as a greeting, but his civilized manners don't fool you about what he's thinking. So you know each other, right? Sure. Sen sounds polite, but the tension in the air doesn't elude him. I am certain that as good professional you will know how to work together. Am I right? Sure. No problem. Good. As I was saying, the payment consists of $1,000 to share between you two, not including what you might collect at another place for the outlaws you hunt in the mine. $500 are an excellent payment for exploring a cave if the dead outlaws go aside. Yes, the dead outlaws, if you guys doesn't die first. Seems fair to me, I don't know, man. You notice Falkson brief smile? Yes, he will cooperate with you until you are done, because it is better for his skin, but you have the feeling that one of you is not gonna come back alive. He always was easy to anger. He had have killed you the same day you hit him if he hadn't lost consciousness. But now you rather think in those $1,000, which could be for you alone. Me too, I accept it. Both of you accept it. The sunrise in Arizona desert is unlike the one you see from a comfortable house in New York or Europe. Oh, you have a lot of houses. The reddish sun hits the sand that holds between its grain trace of dried blood, bullets casing, and one or two corpses of poor wretches yet to be found. This is truer as you get further away from Tombstone and closer to the Dragoon Mountains. What year is it? Is it 90? Still 90 or the 80? You hold the hellish fire orb in the sky to its promise not of hope, but of more violence. Falkson and you left early. He looked forward on his horse, like he's ignoring you, but you can almost taste the hatred he exudes. Or maybe it's just your fear of receiving a bullet in your back, but you believe it is justified. You stop to eat some beans a bit before arriving at the mountains. Don't worry, Folkson probably wouldn't kill you, O'Brien, because... Is it O'Brien? Yeah, it is, I think. Because, well, it is easier to handle Outlaw by the two of you instead of one. After a little while of uncomfortable silence, you decide to say something to entertain yourself. Even two people who hate each other, or an executioner and a convicted prisoner, can sometimes come to have a lively conversation. That is true. What have you been up to lately? They discharged me with a few years after you got the boot, and I went around spending the money I had left until I started hunting outlaws. I see. I already came to know that you did this do a good job for people like us. Well, yes. Truth be told, we have that in common, indeed. I don't see myself in a ranch with a family to feed. I'd rather go wherever I want and keep my money for yourself. And you too, eh? You can bet your ass. I don't want a family, not even if it were my own harem of wives. Ooh. Remembering the past and from what he says, you're glad that Foxon doesn't have women or girls in his charge. The subject of family is curious for you. You don't understand why so many people willingly to choose to make babies, taking on the commitment of taking care of them. Once they feel affection towards someone who already exists, it is normal that they miss them, as you saw happening to some soldiers during the war. But why having children in the first place? You know, some men to come to abandon their families, running away from the responsibilities that they had decided to seek themselves. You think about people that were actively looking for it, not accidental pregnancies. They must find some positive or beneficial aspect to the idea of having offspring, which no one has explained it to you and you can't think of either, or maybe they just are stupid. It is true that company is important. It is good to talk a bit, even with a scoundrel like Folkson. Sometimes you have to ride alone for days through the desert, and you know that solitude can be bad for your health. But you aren't going to pay this restart food from your salary after chatting, as you would have to do with the son. On the contrary, you plan on keeping his part of the payment. Paulson tells you a couple of exaggerated anecdotes about shootings, and you're not passing time until you finish your lunch and resume the journey. The Dragon Mountains rise before you. You ride up to the specific George pointed out on the simple map you have and start ascending, surrounded by steep rocks. You finally get to the fork that Sand described to you, leave the horse and search for the dry gully that should already have a ladder installed. Even so, you still take a few minutes until it's Falkson who finds it. You both go up and arrive at the installation of the mining operation. Huts the track with a wagon to transport the ore. Everything is uncapped and rust starts to spread through the metal. The only sound is the wind, and you can see a soul. There are several places to investigate: the storehouse, the barracks, the foreman hut. Let's go with the barrack first. The barracks are empty with the beds made in casual manner. It seems as if the miner who slept here woke up one day to go to work and didn't come back. This is like a freaking ghost town, sure it is. The foreman's hut. The layer of dust indicates that no one has come here in more than a month. Oh boy, that sure is a long time. There are files and documents which are usual for mining operation. There's also what it seems to be a work journal. That's useful. That could be useful. You don't have any... why? But you pick it up in case they want it in Herschel. The storehouse. There's nothing in the storehouse, just dust and some stored copper. You don't find any trace of life. Any trace of life or death. There's no one here. And there hasn't been for many days or months. I believe that if some outlaws had taken the mine, they'd be bringing out the silver or whatever it is somehow. Agree, that might make sense. Yet, it's only dust around here. Foxon nods. My father was a miner. Sometime he told us how a partner of his fell through a hole and was never seen again, or how a rockfall killed several of them. All of them? All of the people here? No one survived, are you sure? One time a flood after dynamiting a wall killed every worker in the mine. The old man knows some of the dead. I think this must have been something like that. Sure, everyone, including the people outside. And the man they found with the pickaxe and that too. Could be a surviving miner. If he saw the rest dying and was left alone in the tunnels for a good while, he could have lost his mind. I agree, an outlaw shoots you at sight and one on the back if it can be. He doesn't run towards you with a pick on his hand, especially if you are with an armored group. And the foreman, I bet he grabbed whatever gold or silver he could and left. That's kinda reasonable. Let's explore the mine and see if we can find a couple of crushed miners or a flood and we go back to inform. The easiest. Now are you sure about that? Be careful with the holes. You are surprised that Falcon showed concern for your safety. Maybe he'd rather kill you himself. Also, if there aren't outlaws, it's going to be harder to justify a death by gunfire for any of you. Sure. Wait, I should quick save a little bit, just in case. Well, you stay alert and with luck you leave Tombstone alive, and with the $1,000, minus what you spend right there in drinking, and in any case, 500 as a minimum isn't bad all either. Get inside the cave. Hello there. Oh, this looks bad. You follow the rails through a narrow tunnel. You have to walk sideways to go past a wagon there is in the middle. It's a good choice of background music. It shows terror. Yeah, it gives terror. But not enough. Further ahead, next of the cargo lift for the ore, a ladder sinks into the darkness of a deep pit. You can tell he likes the idea of going down there as little as you do. Yep, it makes people claustrophobic. Foxon follows you. You slowly go down for minutes. It feels like an eternity, as if you were going to stay surrounded by this blackness forever, from a step to the next to never touch the ground again. Ah, the music. Why don't you just light a lantern then? You finally set foot on solid ground. Before you even see it, you feel relieved. A few seconds after, Foxon stands beside you, scrutinizing the darkness with his lantern raised. He seems uncomfortable. You are too. Come on, you two are grown big people. It should be safe. The rock falls. You turn over to the only path available, which goes deeper towards the heart of this silent world under the mountains. There is something about, now this is creepy, about this black depth that catches your attention and incites you to explore them, but that also scares you, like the vertigo that pushes you to jump into the abyss. The tunnel is wide enough for you to move forward with Falcon at your side. The increased light of both lanterns together comforts you. Not far from the ladder you find a corpse. The body is pierced by bullets whole. There's a pickaxe on his side, to his side. Yep, that's the miner. He had to be sick. Look at that gross blood. A viscous pinkish fluid has emerged from the wound. It isn't normal at all. Sure it is. It isn't normal at all. It sure isn't normal. so thick that it barely spills its mass in the shape of small humps. Consistent. You didn't know to describe it. This is a good addition to make the game more creepy, more how do you say it? Disgusting. That's one. The aspect of horror. Check the eyes too. Oh, that's really bad. I think it's not usual that they rot so fast. Something moves inside the eye socket. Worms. Oh no. They eat fast, this burster. You don't say it with a lot of conviction, but doing it eases you, fox and nuts. Must be that down here maggots arrive earlier. Never, sure. Because it's abnormal. You keep delving in the dark, now past the point from which Hellster Explorer turned around. The shadows that the lantern casts sometimes seems to move on their own. Foxon gives a disgusted grunt. You do not. Oh my god, yeah, that's a nice description. He scrapes the sole of his boot and on a sharp rock. The cave of the Wyrm. Shrit. Yep, he's scared. Both of you are scared. Come on, finish the job. You hear that? A metallic blow, then another. Someone is mining. Yep. You sure about that? Lower the lantern's light and slowly walks toward the source of the sound, through the tunnel that already started to fork. A figure is focused on hitting a green ore deposit with a pickaxe. It is copper, but there could be a gold find inside. He is kneeling or something strange is going on with his legs. Just shoot him. But if it's not, quick save. Oh, come on. Even if he can do anything, he doesn't have legs, right? And even more, shooting the gun will alert people after all. Oh, it's not legs, isn't it? It's tail, like Wyrm. All of the lower part of his body is one soft bloated appendix, which rides, ripple and stretch rhythmically, making the torso raise and drop with a mild slowness. See, I told you. His upper part, however, is human. Unaware of your presence or not paying attention to you. Trembling hand, oh no. You grab him by the wrist so he lowers it and it signals for him to turn back. Why yeah, because shooting the gun will alert whatever it is. See, there could be more. Sweating. Oh, Foxon. What hellhole have we gotten ourselves into? Time to go out then. Just go out, tell them that there's worm-like thing. That should be enough. Oh no, you two are lost. You should, when you explore this kind of cave, you should you should mark the way, you know. Oh no. Okay, this is why you need rope or things for exploration. You need to bring stuff, you know. Probably drank a couple of whiskeys. Yeah, some rope. Good plan. I'm glad I'm here with you and not alone, O'Brien. You have nerves of steel. Thanks, I suppose. You feel like in a light trance? Oh no. Sure. That got out of hand. She was a kid, and now I understand why you did it. But it pisses me off that you blew up my eyeball. But I understand why you hit me. He's scared, and for a reason. It is that you are not that strange. He could be like an animal, an innocent creature, whatever his origin is. He didn't seem very smart. Sure. The blow of the big egg against the rock can't be heard anymore. Oh, well, no. The creature is moving. A faint wet spot is now the only thing there is where the creature stood. We're gonna get lost if we search blindly. You should put marks on the wall, you know. Ah, yeah, the journal. How an entity he calls the Wyrm communicated with him while he slept night after night. Oh, the Wyrm. The Wyrm, older than time itself, breathes under our feet, trapped. His power drained, almost asleep but not entirely inactive. He has identified me as the leader of this community, the miners, and negotiates an agreement with me. He wants me to deliver the others to him, so he'll turn them into his servant, his sons beyond his grave. A new people of the Wyrm like it hasn't existed in centuries. In exchange, he offers me power and knowledge beyond the dreams of any mortal, but you'll probably won't become any mortal at all. The possibility of leaving my fragile humanity behind and talking with gods more ancient than Earth. Can't refuse his request, sure do. What does it say that it left you with that stupid face? Nothing. Wait. You need him calm. Yep. I believe we have got to keep going through the same tunnel. What if we see that thing? Oh, let me think. Those creature probably doesn't have any eyes. Probably because it's a mining cave and the corpse we found back then doesn't have any eyes either. Yeah, he will not kill you. He'll be alone here. The calm that overcame you since you got back the ladder gets more intense, and that way you start noticing it is alien to you, a whisper in your mind, a lullaby. Oh no, that is really bad. No, don't follow the way. Follow the journal. That's really bad. They drag themselves slowly with a glutinous sound, the lower segment of their body stretching and contracting to squirm. The vestige of their feet no longer anything but a lifeless burden. I'll get safe here. Foxon aims at them with his gun. We can beat them all, but they don't want to harm us. Someone there. Maker. I hear him too, or feel him, but he doesn't like me a bit. Lower your weapon, I believe it's because of that. Show me, how does it look? That is bad. Body format drooping, as if they were melting down. His eye sockets are black, empty pits. The monster speaks with a wet and thick voice. You feel he is specifically addressing you.
We are the people of the Wyrm. We serve the Wyrm. Our God wants to speak with you, but it is too soon for you to be able to receive his visions. You are new and your mind is still closed.
No, I will not join you.
The Wyrm only caresses the surface. He will speak to his prophet. Follow me.
You turn your head to Volson, he is terrified and you are starting to be too. Uh-huh. Oh no. You share a glance, no word needed. If you want to get out of this, you're going to have to go along with them, at least for now. At least for now, how do you plan to escape? You discover that this being can crawl way faster than what you had seen so far. You follow your guide swiftly through the narrow passageway and wonder if you'll ever see the light again, or if this darkness will become your grave, or something even worse, your new home. Wet reflection indicates that something is moving down there. Something colossal. The Wyrm. Flying. Regular human being. Naked. Under the effects of opium. This is probably the foreman or the leader of the miners. Am I right? I have thought this appearance would make you more comfortable. Now I can adopt many different ones. Prophet of the Wyrm, companion of the entities beyond the veil. My human name does no longer hold any significance or meaning. Sure. A proposal, privately. First of all, let me ask you a few questions. My lord, the Wyrm, drag his powerful mind around yours and he will know if you lie or not. Okay, that's good. Be truthful, show good faith, and we all might benefit. Who are you? We are not Foxon, we are O'Brien. Why have you come here? To be able to kill Foxon? No, not really. To meet the Wyrm, no. For money to live an adventure. Money. No. Why didn't you kill our brother? To not alert others because of mercy, I don't know. Wait, what is the reason? Sure. I don't trust him, that's one. With your honesty, you prove once more your value for our community. That's why we want to join us, but not as one of the lower subjects you have met. You will be a wise man like me. I could use a partner and a pupil to guide, and what I ask of you is nothing. You just have to deliver your partner to us, like I delivered all of mine. We know his presence doesn't please you. I don't like him either. Sure. Destroy the only simple human that left down here and journey by my hand to a better place. Yes, I want to get out of here. The call, but not you, your own self. You only have to kill Foxon. Oh, come on, man, don't. Maybe the safest bet is to kill him and earn the trust of the people of the Wyrm that way. Earn the trust? Then how are you supposed to get out from here alone? See, I told you. Check out what I have found. Uh-huh, the equipment. That's nice. Quick save. Don't. We are getting out of here. Uh-huh. Wizard. Very powerful. Ah, that'll do. That if we don't get... Well, it's dead or alive situation. Let's use it. Uh-huh. Through that cavern there. I'm sure we'll find some of the people of the Wyrm too, but I believe we'll leave most of them behind. We have a better chance of shooting our way out. Sounds like a freaking plan. Oh, very nice. The explosion makes the floor tremble. Nice. Oh no, what happened? But not one of the mightiest. Aha, so we can do something to the Wyrm. Oh, not the mightiest, but still dangerous. The Wyrm. Okay, it's just a little bit creepy. Like an SCP, right? Uh-huh. So, what level of SCP is this? Catter? I think Catter. And a dope destroy you with a single soak, which will transform your body into aberrant, incredibly painful ways. Uh-huh. Yep. He will go after you. You know, he needs to gather strength, right? You just need to block all the caves so no one comes here. Come on, Foxon. Thank you. Oh, luckily we didn't kill Foxon. Yep. Grotesque howling come from the darkness behind you, the people of the Wyrm. One of the beings emerged from the shadow before you, dragging his useless limb at the side of a bloated body. Uh-huh. While your partner loses precious time hammering his revolver, you drop the lantern to put your free hand over the weapon. Nice. Time to run now. Foxon handles the next monster that gets in your way, imitating your technique from before. You can stop to reload, so you keep running. Come on, you can do it. Oh, very nice. You wonder if the people of the Wyrm will be able to come out of their tunnels? 3 dynamites, that will do. Fire in the hole! After 3 chain explosion, you 2 get up to examine the mouth of the cave of the Wyrm. Good pile of rocks. Nice. You don't dare to circle the mountain to find your horse. You walk through the desert until you both fall exhausted, as far as possible from the Dragoon Mountains. Oh. The lawyer of Hersham Mining Corporation did a series of rockfall inside the mine, killed almost every single worker, and left dead. Why don't you just tell them that there's a Wyrm god there? Foxon and you drank the night away with your pay, sure. Many nights from then on, you wake up screaming, terrified, remembering what happened on the oath of revenge from the Wyrm. Yeah, just try it if you can do it. Wormy, you can't even walk. You don't even set foot on the state of Arizona. You keep on living in a more or less normal manner, trusting the monster won't recover his power during your lifetime, which will be barely an instant of his long-lasting imprisonment, much older than humanity. Years go and your path crosses again after all that time with Folsom's. He ended up as a criminal. El Paso. A little ghost town. And you're all better gunfighters. Get out there, Rick. He dropped his weapon. Sure. They want to hang you all. They asked us to save them the trouble. $1,000. It's a shame I haven't found you this time. Nice. Start running away. You can deduct that from my part. You have survived, indeed. We have survived. So, I must say, the choice of the music, it feels tense, I love it. And the text description, I love it too. It gives you the feeling of disgust. But, unfortunately, well, like the Wyrm, or the Wyrm people, the Wyrm or the Wyrm people, they don't really scare me when I look at them. They don't really creep me out. But so far, it's been really good. So that's all. Has for Has Sobrevivido. You have survived. Made by Lin Gorgon. You can check out other game developed by Lin in the description of the video. So that's all for the video. Thank you for watching. See you later in my next video. Bye bye.